Good evening and bienvenue, my fond fair friends, family, and subscribers. This is your humble narrator, Diomedes Rouge, here to bring you part 4 of What If Deku Was a Brachidios. Now, where we last left off, Izuku just got through, well, blowing up the sludge villain. Now, in addition to that, Katsuki is looking on in sheer awe of the gravity of the explosion he was just able to, well, create. As the other heroes gather in, and, well, some of them are on sludge pickup detail, and a couple are walking over to Izuku to berate him for, well, interfering with heroic affairs, public property damage, as well as destruction of private property, and, well, a few other minor issues, including using a quirk without a license. At this point, Izuku pulls out 2 cards from his wallet, one of which is a high-ranking lawyer, and says, "This is my lawyer. If you have any problems, you call him. This is my uncle. If you want to recover the property damage and everything, you call him. Me, I'm going to take care of some other business." As he just walks right past. "No, you don't. Who do you think you are?" As, well, Miss Powerloader goes to grab him by the arm. Izuku quickly turns around, grabs her arm, and flips her ass over tea kettle over him. And then onto the ground. And then just gives her a very, very nasty look with his big glowing red eyes. I think that I'm going to go and do what I want. I don't want to cause any problems, nor do I want to cause any harm. All I want is make sure my friends and family are safe. And whenever I become a hero, I want to ensure that this whole entire town is safe. So, until, well, I wouldn't say town, he said city, I would say. He would say, this entire city is safe. So until I do that, until I become a hero, try and not let it fall to shit. As he lets his eyes revert back to normal and, well, walks off. Straight towards Katsuki, who's just kind of staring in bewilderment, going, wow, he didn't have any fear doing that at all. What happened to him? Because she remembers little Izuku, the guy who was always, well, somewhat scared of stuff growing up. She remembers whenever she would have to go over and stop other kids from messing with him and stuff like that. However, it looks like a lot's changed in the 13 years that they've been apart. He's gotten bigger, bulkier, stronger. She's even questioning, is this even Izuku? As he walks over to her and says, "Kachan, is that really you?" She says, "I could ask the same thing, Izuku. Last I checked, Kachan was a dude." "No, I was never a dude. I was always a girl." You're like, uh-huh. Well, I never really did ask, and I guess I just assumed. So, I guess I could have been mistaken. I mean, you never really wore dresses or ribbons or anything like that, so yeah, I guess it's understandable how I would make that assumption, but still. Wait a minute. How do I know you're actually Kacha? It's because of this, you idiot, as she takes the little bracelet out of her pocket. Be like, As he rolls up his sleeve and shows the one on his wrist, be like, you did keep it all these years. Of course, we were supposed to go to UA and meet each other there, but no, you had to come in and save me. Well, I could have just let him take you over. I mean, I don't mind. I mean, I didn't mind the idea. Be like, you ass. And she slugs him in the shoulder, be like, hey, hey, hey. You could have hurt. Hey, 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 that hurts. No, it doesn't. Well, maybe not my body, but maybe my feelings. But, really? No, not really. I just like messing around. Anyways, why don't you come over with me? Mom might want to see you. Sure, why not? As All Might in the background is just thinking, or rather say Almighty in the background is just thinking, interesting, very, very interesting. As she just walks off. Now, I'm just gonna cut this a bit short and dry. Izuku gets over to their house. They talk, they chat, they catch up. He tells her most of everything that's happened, except for the whole, well, joining an underground fighting ring and then later on being forced back into said underground fighting ring for threat of his sister dying. But yeah, he just glosses over that part. That's whenever he says, oh crap, it's 6:30, I have to get home. Oh, well, I'll see you later, Izu. Most definitely. We're friends now. We're friends again. Of course we're gonna see more of each other. Right. As Izuku, well, takes off. Now, after he gets outside and everything, he's about a third of the way back home. The streets are relatively empty when he hears a voice. Excuse me, young man. As he turns around and sees this, well, we could say skeleton-esque lady walking up to him. Weren't you the boy from earlier who saved that girl from being captured by that nasty villain? He said, well, yeah, that was me. Why did you do that? Weren't you going, why not let the heroes do something? They weren't doing anything. If it was up to them, she would have died. I'd rather be prosecuted for doing something and saving someone than just sit on the sidelines and wait until the heroes find a proper hero for the job. Just because you don't feel like your quirk isn't designed for that specific situation doesn't mean you can't think of how to use it for that situation. Uh-huh, I see. So tell me something. Yeah? Would you have saved her if it wasn't just someone you knew? Ah, you heard that, huh? Pardon me one moment. Sorry, had to sneeze. So, continuing. Yeah, I would have. I would have gladly saved her even if she wasn't someone I knew. Are you sure about that? Fairly sure, yeah. So, mind if I ask a question? Yes? Why do you smell like Miss Almighty? Can't fool anything past you now, can I, young man? As in she goes, and then Miss Almighty buffs up. Boom! I am here. I see. So you have a transformation quirk. Not exactly. Oh? Not exactly, young man. May I ask your name? Izuku. Izuku Midoriya. Most people just call me Izuku or Izu for short. I see. Young Izuku. So, the reason I was asking those questions is because I think you're a worthy candidate. Candidate? For what? Well, I am getting older, and I can't stay #1 hero forever. Eventually, I will have to pass down the torch. And I think you would be a worthy successor. You barely know me. No, but I saw the way you reacted. You have a good heart, a sound mind, and certainly a strong body. I think you'd make an excellent candidate for, to be the new #1. I see. What type of training will this involve? Oh, a few different odds and ends, but for the most part, it will have to involve quirk training. That might be an issue. Oh, and why is that? I'm a Brachidios. Or as other people say, Brachidios. While quirk training is effective with me, I have to be careful. Oh, why is that? Whenever I'm in my, full state, it's quite easy for me to get angry and lash out. If I'm not careful, I could even lose control. It happened to me once already. I don't like that feeling. I see. So, we need to work on your control. I wouldn't mind that, especially if it's coming from you, considering the amount of power you possess. Controlling it must be quite an amazing feat, so if we can focus on how to control my quirk's power, I would gladly accept your offer. It's already powerful enough as it is, but gaining control over it would be outstanding. You're quite wise for a young man, Mr. Midoriya. Please, call me Izuku. And yeah, I try to be. I mean, I read, I write, I study. Heck, I even cook at time to time. Oh, you can cook? Well, it's one of the few things that keep me calmed down and grounded. I see. Are you planning on joining UA? Yes, actually. I'm actually going to be a teacher there this year. Outstanding. Well, it'll be a pleasure to see you there. As he goes to shake her hand, and, that's whenever the limousine pulls up. What? It does a limousine pull up? Simple. Izuku forgot to turn his phone off as silent after he left the library. And, whenever you forget to turn your phone off as silent from people who are worried about you, they will blow it up. And people who are rich, your phone is usually being tracked and monitored. So yes, the family came down there. They get out and they all see, and while Miss Yayarozu and Momo were about to get angry, they then see Almighty there. Oh, y'all were talking? As Almighty is kind of examining the situation, just pulls Izuku close and says, "Indeed, I was planning on taking him under my wing." Huh? Yes, to train him and make him possibly a good candidate for my successor one day. I see. Wow, I didn't know. Oh, it's no problem, no problem. So, thank you for your time, young Mr. Izuku, and stay safe as, well, she takes off. The family, being a little less pissed, gets into the car and, says, well, why didn't you answer? Answer what? Your phone. And he goes, oh shit. As he reaches into his pocket and remembers, oh, I didn't turn my phone off of silent. As he looks through the 59 missed text messages and the 45 missed calls. Ew. Well, I forgot. Went to the library and things happened. Oh yeah, we know things happened. We saw it all on the news. You're like, oh, yeah, the sludge villain attack? I can explain? Oh, yes, you can. For instance, how come did I get a call saying that the young man who makes things explode told me to call you to fix the property damage? Well, it seemed like the best way to get out of talking with a bunch of inept heroes at the time. As Mr. Yayarozu just laughs. Oh, you're just like your father. Huh? No, that's not a bad thing either. Alright, Izuku. It's no problem. Honey, Miss Yayarozu says. Relax, dear. It's not a problem. Everything turned out well this time. The boy didn't mean any harm, and he did save somebody. And from what I saw, those heroes truly were inept, sitting on the sidelines while a young lady gets strangled. We already know Izuku couldn't stand for that. Isn't that right, Momo? She just kind of pulls up back there and just kind of gets this little angry, pouty face, be like, yes, I know. Except this time, instead of getting knocked around, you actually did a lot of damage. Well, yeah. It's no problem, Mizuko. I was more than prepared for this whenever I took on the role of being your guardian. However, you're not off the hook. I'm not? Nope. You're going to be doing chores around the house for at least another month. A month? Yep. Chores that the butler and maids would do, you're going to be doing for about a month, we'll say. Okay. Little do they know, Izuku's already been dusting, preening, and taking care of a lot of stuff in his room alone. Since he was younger, he did not like having to rely on the butler and maids, so doing it around the house, that's not a big deal for him. Why did he not like relying on them? Well, he felt guilty. You know, kid of somewhat poverty, now coming into a different area and having someone else do all the cleaning, cooking, and everything else like that. Yeah, it kind of made him feel a bit awkward. So he quickly learned how to do it himself. Anyways, back to the story. Says, okay, is that it? Yes, that'll work. Whenever you get home from school, you'll just be doing that. Now, the next day, just say it's an off day, Zuko gets done cleaning a bit early, does his training for a couple of hours, goes out and, well, notices that there's a visitor walking up to the gate. It's Miss Almighty. How did you know where I live? I saw the Yayarozus. It's not that hard of a guess. Be like, oh, good point. They are famous. So, shall we go trading? Sure. Where are we going? Dagobah Beach. I see. So, they go to Dagobah Beach. Now, once they get there, says, holy crap, this place is a trash site. Indeed it is. So, excuse me, Mr. Midoriya. Yes? Now that we have some privacy, I'm going to tell you everything. As she begins to spill the whole beans on the situation. About all for one, well, not all for one, one for all, the injury she had, or has, the time limit, everything. So, will you be willing to accept? No. Huh? No. What do you mean, no? Alright, from what you described, One for All has increased the power of every user through generations. Yes? Yes. And it gets more powerful with each user. Yes. Yes. So it's basically a hyper enhancer. It, once exposed to the genetic code of a person, it basically increases the power of the quirk to an extreme degree. Yes. Okay, there's the problem. Oh, and what's that? I already have a hard enough time controlling my quirk. I'm 17 years old. Going on 18. I have 1 year left of high school before I can get out and start training up for UA. My power is already hard enough to keep under wraps. I just got to the point to where I can use just a tiny portion of my slime without it flowing out like a faucet. I would have to relearn that all from the ground up. Honestly, it would be too much. It took me years to refine that. And while yes, I'd have the experience on how to try and do it again, there's no guarantee I'd be able to do that within that short amount of time. Not to mention the amount of power my explosions would carry. Training, I could possibly destroy city blocks worth of material. I can't accept that. I don't want to harm anyone. I want to protect. I see. Well, perhaps you're right. However, do you have any other candidates, if I may ask? Well, There was this rare quirked male, Mirio. Mirio. Mean Mermillion, the current one of the top 3 of UA. Yes, you know of him? Yeah, he's quite powerful, but doesn't his quirk allow him to phase through material? Yes. And he's already beginning to and he's going to graduate next year. Yes. That's a bad idea. Oh, and why so? Okay, think about it from his perspective. Again, he would have to retrain everything after accepting your quirk. He would have to retrain how to phase through things without falling straight through. We don't know what type of powers your enhancement would give it. We don't know whether it'd make it to where he would flow through it faster, whether it'd have to do something more rigorous. Like, it could wind up killing him, considering his ability. You have a good point. That is strange. However, there could be another person. Oh? You have someone you'd recommend? Exactly. I grew up with these people. Have you ever heard of Ingenium? Yes, I know Ingenium relatively well. He's a young. She is a relatively young hero, indeed. Her sister, Ida, Ida Tinya. She's a bit strict, but she does have a good heart, and, well, she is very cunning. Uh-huh. Not to mention, she was very loyal. With a bit of training, I'm pretty sure she'd be a great candidate for One for All. And if you want, I can also assist. Oh? How so? Well, as you said, I'm assuming that after you pass on One for All, your time limit's gonna go down dramatically. True. I'm a giant heavily armored and armed monster in my full state. I could take a lot of damage, you could say. But I can also deal a lot of damage. Why do you say it like that? It's an old meme. Uh-huh. So. Sorry. So. You want me to train this person? Not right off the bat, no. Well, yes, but don't give him the power right off the bat. Just say it's standard training. With me there, well, we can get some combat exercises in and everything else, and should work out just fine. Alright. Seems like a good idea, young Mr. Midoriya. Please call me Izuku. Very well, Izuku. As he says, well, considering that's the case, I'm off. Hey, wait, are we going to clean the beach? Be like, nope, not my job. As he runs straight back to his home, and, well, it's around 11:30 at that point in time. He goes to try and find Momo. Hey, sis. Yeah? What is it, bro? I need a training partner. Oh no, I'm not holding the punching bag again. No. You won't have to do anything like that. It could help you with your quirk as well. Okay. What do you want? Follow me. as they go to the training shed, the training building, freaking Yagurozus, they're multimillionaires. Yes. Make a 10-pound shot put. What? Make a 10-pound shot put. Okay. She does so. And he says, give me a second here. Hybridize. Alright. Launch it. What? Hurl it up in the air. Now. She does so as she tosses it over in front of him, and he, well, smacks the ever-loving daylights out of it. As he smacks it, boom! The shot put moves forward, and it has a tiny amount of slime on it. It gets it flying a good 30 feet before the slime goes off, explodes, and unfortunately sends it right back towards the original maker of the slime, basically Izuku, hitting him right in dead in the chest. Just going, okay, did not expect that. Izuku, are you okay? Yeah, what type of training is that? Like, it's not that. Okay. No, that wasn't the ideal. Okay. So that's how that works. Alright. I see it now. Again. What? Relax. The point of this training ain't to hit myself in the chest with 10-pound balls. Just trust me. Okay, as she gets more behind him and she creates another one and tosses it over. And he lets loose a right hook. Boom! Sends it flying towards another side of the wall. On the left side of the building, the slime on the back of it then goes off, sending it from the left side to the right side, impacting a concrete pillar. Nope. Too far. Okay, I think I can get the hang of this now. One more time. As she tosses another one. She tosses another one. He goes straight devastation. Boom. And he unleashes a decent glob of slime on this one. It gets to about 40 feet away and boom! The initial blast sends that sucker rocketing straight into the wall. And I do mean into the wall. We say this is a 5-foot thick concrete wall. It went 3.5 feet thick, 3.5 feet into it, and it was already a good 20 feet away from it when it made the boom. So, yeah, Izuku, yeah, it was a pretty massive hit. Momo just says, why are you doing this? Target practice. What? I need to become better at just... Listen. I can't always just rely at being at close range. Well, yes, I'm good at it. I will admit my targets will be at farther ranges. However, at those ranges, I'm relatively useless. So, target practice. But don't you think 10-pound balls are a bit too much considering the amount of power you're putting behind them? Plus, they kind of drain me a bit. You know, Good point. They just seem like a good average to start at. What type of average are you going for? What would hurt another monster like myself? Not all your opponents will be monsters, Izuku. That's what you hear on the news more often than not. Monster this and monster that. How another monster has gone on a rampage. Izuku, you can't believe everything you see on the news. There are plenty of other standard quirked people out there just doing bad things as well. And the heroes have to stop them as well. The reason those people get chosen the most is because, well, it's easy to publicize. Uh-huh. Maybe you're right. No, you're definitely right. You're definitely right. I just get a bit heated, so I understand, Izu, but you gotta calm down from time to time. Right. Can you make a baseball? Sure. That should be no problem then, and, well, considering it's gotta be a baseball, let's go outside. Why? That's what I could do with a 10-pound ball. I don't feel like having that thing having a baseball ricocheting around here, do you? Good point. As they go outside and Momo creates a good 20 baseballs and tosses them in the air for Izuku. And he just punches them. Boom, 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 boom. Each one launching farther and farther than the last. He gets used to hitting these little targets, these tiny targets coming at him, and she begins throwing them at him faster and faster as well. Just so he can get, well, more accustomed to it. And give a little bit more intensity to the training. He lays down impact and he has to learn how to control his punches better, otherwise he just blows up the entire ball. But he also has to learn to give it just enough so it has a secondary ignition whenever it gets to a certain range. All in all, it's a somewhat complicated procedure, but he gets the hang of it in virtually no time. How? Super intelligence. Duh. Y'all guys forgot that. Yes, he is a Brachidios with super intelligence. I try and mention it at least once per episode, so there's your once. My apologies. I can be a bit crude at times, I know. After about an hour's worth of training, he calms down and just says, okay. As he just and turns back to normal. Sorry. Alright. I'm gonna go take a shower and relax a bit. Well, you do the same and I'll make us a snack. Sure. Then we'll come up to the next day. Izuku calls Ida up and says, Hey, Ida. Yeah, I'm coming to visit. What? Be there in like 10. And he hangs up. What? Ida at this point is rushing to get dressed, put on clothes and everything else. Comb her hair and all that. Like, idiot. Why does he want this early in the morning as she suddenly hears a dun 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 at her door? Pardon me one moment. And Miss Tenya opens the door saying, Izuku? It's like 7 in the morning. What are you doing up? Oh, hey. How you doing there, Tenya? Dang it. My apologies. Hey, Tensei. Hey, is Tenya home? Yes. Neat. I'm here to talk with her. Something very big happened the other day, and I think I got something that could help her out quite a bit. Uh-huh. You know what? I'm not even gonna question it. I have to get ready for work and everything, so don't do anything too stupid. You're like, I make no promises. Why do you always have to worry me? Because it's fun watching you fluster. Kid, I swear you're gonna give one woman a hard time one day. Maybe, but then I just get my big sis to bail me out. Ain't that right, Dids? Isn't that right? Ain't that right, Tensei? Or should I say Miss Ingenium? You better be lucky you're adorable, otherwise I'd knock some sense into you. Oh, you could try, but I have a very hard head. Remember what happened the last few times we sparred? And I will say yes. Considering he has gotten along with most of them, Izuku has gone to most of their households at least once. And I will add little snippets like that back and forth throughout the series, giving you little flashbacks and occurrences into, well, how they interact with each other. Why? Because that's how I roll. And it's kind of good to, well, imagine the surprise on your faces, being like, wait, he did that? Why were we notified? Simple. I don't notify you about every tiny event that happens in their lives until it comes up and becomes precedent. Anyways, back to the story. Sorry about the issue. So, you're gonna give one woman a hard time one day, be like, maybe. As he goes, see ya, and runs straight to, well, to Tenya's door and starts knocking on it loudly. I'm coming, Izuku, I'm coming, give me a minute. You're like, no, hurry up. Something big, big news. You're going to be happy. Okay, she opens the door. He says, good, you're dressed. Let's go. What? We're leaving. Where to? What? I haven't even gotten fully. She just takes off. Why are you so excited? Simple. I've gotten you an idea. Simple. I've got you a good prospect. Prospect? Hero trading. And I'm going to be helping. Why are you so excited? Simple. It's training. Why wouldn't I be? Not to mention, it's from someone you're going to love. And I can't wait to see the look on your face. It's like, you're going to be so shocked. This is not like you. Maybe, but this is the first time I've been excited in a long time. As he begins to, well, just run faster. Fine. Where are we going? Dagobah Beach. And then she takes off. Be like, well, that works too. So they get there and, well, she says, wow, this place is a dump. Yeah. But the person we're going to be helping is, well, the person we're going to be taught by is, well, you'll find out soon. As well, Almighty shows up. Be like, as she lands, it'd be like, Izuku, hey, Almighty. Almighty. Izuku, how do you know Almighty? Be like, well, man, none of your business. What? You jerk. Be like, yes, now, focus. So, I brought her here. See, that's the look I was looking for. That's the look I was looking for. Like, worth everything. Izuku, you really have a twisted sense of humor, don't you? Only whenever I get excited. So, back to being serious. Anyways, All Might was going to train me on how to be their replacement, but the number one hero, but I figured you would be a better fit. What? Why me? Well, you're calm, you're cool-headed, you're... You don't blow things out of proportion. You follow the rules, but at the same point in time, you're passionate. And you have a good heart. She begins to kind of fluster a bit, be like, you've never... What? Just because I don't say it aloud often doesn't mean I don't think it. Don't mean I don't acknowledge it either. Anyways, that's the reason I figured you'd be a better fit. Not to mention the type of training that they're wanting to put me through would make my quirk a lot more dangerous. What do you mean? Well, do you promise to keep a secret? Yes. And so they spill everything, and I mean everything to her. Just like da 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 da, one for all, blah blah blah, super enhancement, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna go over the whole spiel, you already know the whole spiel. If you don't, watch a darn show, it's a darn good one. So, says, wow, that's a lot to take in. And you turned that down? Yeah, that's a lot more power than I'm willing to have. What do you mean? I just got control over my abilities within the last few years. I don't want to have to retrain them from scratch. You, on the other hand, well, with me around and with All Might, I figured you would be a great candidate. Right. Alright. But first we need to train you up. Train me up? You a bit skinny. Skinny? Yep. We're gonna get you on a proper diet. Like, what do you mean? First things first. Wait. As he just picks her up and just says, Izuku, what are you doing? As she begins to pop him on the head and everything. Just, shut up. Shut up and hold still. She just blushes a bit more and he just says, alright, alright, alright. Weight, 137 pounds. How did you... Hold up, 137 pounds, 10 ounces. How did you... I'm smart. I pick up more than that every now and then, so getting the accurate weight of someone ain't that difficult. You just gotta think. You know, I swear sometimes you're like a secret genius. Well, that's not a secret. I am a genius. I'm just a very explosive one. So, he walks off, takes out a pen and paper, and just marks down a bunch of different forms of what she needs to be eating for breakfast, lunch, dinner, a routine, workout schedule, and the type of training that they'll be doing there. Rips it off, hands it to her, says, "This is my prescription." Whatever you say, Dr. Midoriya. I'll be like, thank you. Anyways, but in all seriousness, yes. You're gonna be following this schedule for the next year or so as we, well, clean up the beach. Wait, we're cleaning up the beach. Well, how do you think we're gonna prove how strong you're getting if we don't do something with that strength? So, we're gonna be taking care of the beach. Don't worry, for a while I'll be there to help out too. And be moral support to keep you from quitting. And so, over the next year, on and off, Izuku Ida go from home to, go from home for school to training at Dagobah Beach. Ida goes home, does her own little workout routine, as well as eating, drinking properly, all that. While Izuku trains more with Momo and how to, well, use less lethal means than punching 10-pound shot puts through people. Good God, I went a little far with that one, but it's true enough. So, we cut to the end of the 18th year. To their 18th year, the end of school. The 10 months has started. 10 months of extra training added to Ida's training, except this time it's non-stop. Dagobah Beach has been cleared by this point in time. Why would I say that simple? Both Izuku and Ida are working their asses off to clean it. And while Izuku does a good bit of heavy lifting, Ida's been getting progressively better and better and better. Where she once weighed only 135 pounds, she's now up to 165. And in case you're wondering, muscle weighs twice as much as fat. There's a reason whenever you start working out and training and everything else, and if you start off wanting to try and lose weight, you get on the scales and you feel like it looks like you've gained weight. In actuality, you've lost fat mass and you've replaced it with muscle mass, which weighs twice as much, as I just said, and yeah, it's a bit difficult to keep it going once you're feeling like you're losing that battle, but once you figure that out, it's kind of easier. And yeah, she gets a lot stronger. At this point in time, she's been and at the beginning of the 10 months, All Might tells her, plucks out a hair and says, "Eat this." Huh? Oh yeah, that's right. She never told you how it's gotta be transferred, did she? No. Well, there you go. You gotta ingest a form of DNA, and that's the best type. Well, at least without getting too much grosser. Like, well, would you like to drink some blood? Like, no. Well, do that then. All right. Yes, she will. Eats the hair and kind of. Oh, that's disgusting. Yeah, maybe. Now we wait a day and everything will be fine. So he goes home and sees that, well, Shota is there, as well as Miss Endeavor. And Izuku's already pissed. Why is he pissed? Because he knows how harsh Miss Endeavor can be on Shota. So he just goes over, he sits down on his chair, and goes, "So what's going on?" "Ah, there you are, Izuku." Miss, we were just having some friends over for dinner. And, well, as part of the invite and business discussion, we invited, well, and second place hero, Endeavor, as well as, or rather just say, it's second rank. True, but we all know you feel second place. You're not doing too good with your business if you want to keep insulting me like that. To be fair, I'm a multi-millionaire and you're the one that came to me. So, so what's this business deal? Nothing you need to worry about for now, Izuku. Anyways, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the food. I gotta go wash up. Was training with Ida. Shota kind of says, "You've been doing that a lot recently. It's like we haven't really hung out that much." Yeah, now that I think about it, we haven't. Crap. Now I feel even worse. It's for a good cause, though. She needed the help. Unlike you, she's not that powerful, so she needs all the training help she could get. You, I at least know you could take care of yourself. I don't have to worry about you nearly as much. Her, on the other hand, I have to make sure she doesn't break her own legs. Thanks, in a way, Izuku. No problem, Shota. So, what's been going on with you and your folks? Gotcha. So, you gonna take the, you gonna take the, paper route? Oh, you mean, not do the whole running and going through the initial phases of the entrance exam? You're like, yeah? Hell no. What do you mean? I want to show off. I want to show them that I'm not just some monster, that I can back up what I'm dishing out, that I can back up this bulk, that I can show them what a real monster hero can be like. That is like you. You're very intelligent, but you always choose the harder path. Why? Simple. It's more of a challenge. And if I don't get a good challenge, well, there's no point to life. Why take the easy route whenever you can put obstacles in your way? Why pick the easy route whenever it's not as satisfying? Sure, it may be troublesome. Sure, it may be overwhelming. But in the end, after you've accomplished it, it feels fantastic. You getting the recommendation? Oh, hell yeah. No. Oh, of course you would. Alright. Well, I guess I'll see you in UA. That is if you pass. This is me we're talking about here. If I pass. True, true. So, good luck. Thank you. And good luck to you as well. The 10 months go by. And, well, I should say the next day will appear there because we have to work on One for All training. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. Ida gets there at Dagobah Beach, and so does Izuku. And they're going, huh? Oh, All Might! And she shows up eventually. So, we need to focus on your training and control. Right. Try activating it. As she focuses down, and then she is about to get ready to throw one hell of a punch, but that's whenever Deku notices something's wrong. He sees the build-up, and before she gets fully ready to let it rip, he runs up and flicks her on the head, be like, ow, what the hell? Moron, what do you think you're doing? I'm about to throw a punch, you idiot. What does it look like I'm doing? Yes, and how are you going to throw that punch? Like this? Yes. You know what's wrong with that? What? Okay. You see him? Or you see her? As he points to Almighty. You see her? Yeah. Whenever she's bulked up, does it look like she's putting all of that power into one spot? Uh, no. What were you doing? I was putting it all into one spot. You were gonna blow your damn arm off, or at best break it. Yeah, knucklehead. As he flicks her head. Stop doing that. Then stop being a knucklehead. Now, what you should be doing is spreading it out evenly throughout your entire body. Don't hold it all in one place. Focus it. And so, she does. She sends it throughout her entire body. Sorry about that, guys. Telegram messages and such. My apologies. I'll remember to mute them later. Forgive the intrusion. As she does, the engines on the back of her leg begin to light a blue flame. A small blue flame. As she doubles up her hands and the energy going throughout the air begins to cause sparks of electricity to fly. As she then lets out a solid punch. And with the amount of wind pressure, it creates a good solid 10 feet of releases a solid 10 feet of movement. Wow. This is amazing. You're like, yep. But why do you have electricity flowing over your body? Okay, that actually makes sense in a way. What? Your body can't contain all the power of One for All. So, it's more than likely releasing the excess throughout your skin and such. Due to that, it's increasing causing a discharge throughout the air around you. Interesting, but odd. Did you ever have that phenomenon happen to you, Miss Almighty? You're like, no. Very odd. Oh well. The real interesting part is your leg thrusters. Huh? As she turns around and sees them all on fire. You're like, put it out, put it out, put it out. You're like, calm down. As he holds her back. Try and increase the amount of power you're putting through it. What? Trust me. As she does slightly, and the flames grow bigger. She's like, Izuku, calm down. You're in control. So calm down. Right. Good. You see? Okay, we gotta come up with a name for this look. What? The sparks flying around you, the thrusters lighting a blue. We have to come up with a name for this look. Really? Of course. Because you can't just use this all the time, I'm assuming, because it is putting a strain on you. Yes? Now you mention, I am feeling a bit tired. You're not used to it for one, and for two, well, yeah. Overdrive. Overdrive? Overdrive. And the name stuck. The 10 months passes. Izuku gets a bit stronger, mainly focusing on his slime control and release. Ida becomes a lot faster, able to use about 35% of One for All without straining herself, and up to about 45 with straining, but after about 90 seconds of doing that, she'll eventually have to power down or risk, well, her engine's overdoing it and possibly crashing. So, we get to the UA University. Izuku's walking in there and he's just getting some nasty looks. And I do mean some nasty looks. And a few girls are going, huh? Wait a minute, what are you doing here? Be like, you're a guy. What, are you one of the rare ones that have a standard quirk? No, I'm a Brachidios. Like, oh, what are you doing here? You're not gonna go on a rampage and destroy the facility, are you? Not unless someone else goes, not unless I'm driven to a certain point. Want to see how far it takes me before I really let loose? As he reveals a little sinister smile. They kind of all back up a bit, and Momo comes to him and be like, really? You know you're not gonna gain any friends doing that, right? I'm not coming here to gain friends, Momo. I have plenty of those. You have 4. You have 3 friends. 4. 4 friends. Speaking of which, there she is now. She, as Katsuki walks up and basically Izuku and her just walk towards each other and fist bump. Boom! Kachan! Izu! And they give each other a hug and all that jazz, and Momo's just going, huh? Like, who is this woman? And why is she hugging my brother? Ah. Momo, this is Katsuki Bakugo. Katsuki Bakugo, this is my adopted sister, Momo Yayorozu. Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. Uh-huh. Thank you for taking care of Izu for all this time. No problem. How do you know him? Oh, we were childhood friends back when we used to live in the same apartment complex. Uh-huh. Okay. Just wish you luck on the entrance. Same to you. So, you're just here to give me moral support, right, Momo? You took the recommendation route? Of course. Unlike you, I don't like making things overly burdensome on myself. Maybe. But you gotta admit my way's fun. I swear you can be... I swear, if it wasn't for the sheer fact that you're such a nice guy, you'd make a great villain. Aw, I love you too, sis. As he gives her a peck on the forehead. Alright. Boom! As he slams his hands together. This is gonna be fun. They go through the written portion, and Momo gets second place. Who gets first? Well, our super genius, Izuku. Super intelligence is a thing, especially considering he spent a lot of his time at the libraries and everywhere else, really. Like, he studied a good bit. So, next comes the whole explanation from Present Mike about the 1-pointers, 2-pointers, 3-pointers. And right when it's about to get there, Ida's about to stand up and talk about and ask him, what about this 4th one here? Whenever Izuku just kind of taps her on the shoulder and be like, just wait. Just wait. Oh, and finally, we're going to get to the zero pointer. When everyone sees that thing, well, you can choose to fight it, but it's not recommended. It's it's best just to run. It's it's not worth anything to fight it. Oh, well, thanks, Izuku. No problem. Don't worry. I understand you're passionate. Reel it in. Right. Sorry. Sorry about that. So, right before the second stage starts, well, Izuku gets into the area, begins his stretching, his finger popping and all that sort of stuff. He's just getting everything nice and properly set up. Whenever, well, he smells something. Two somethings, actually. He catches a whiff of two other predators. And he notices they catch his scent as well. He begins walking around, and everyone's beginning to realize that three of the guys are beginning to move closer and closer. And then they realize, oh wait, those three are monsters. Oh no, don't tell me they're going to start a turf war right in here. As the whispers begin to go and fly. Ida's getting a bit worried because she doesn't know how the other twos are going to react, but she knows Izuku wouldn't do anything stupid. Or at least she hopes. Shota's just going to be watching back with, her ice ready to get let loose, just in case. Meanwhile, those three meet up in the center. Actually, no, Shota ain't in here. My bad, she took the recommendation route. My apologies. Your humble narrator is forgetful at times. Izuku comes across a blonde-haired man, young man, as well as a gray-haired man with a spiky hair. Two young men, one with light blonde hair and one with spiky gray hair. He knows that these two are other predators. And he begins to examine each other. They're having a little bit of a stare down as they do the stereotypical slow circular walk around each other, just eyeing each other up and down as they circle round and round. The guards are getting a bit iffy as they begin to get a little bit closer. And then Izuku stops. And the other two stop. And he just lets loose this big smile. Finally! Some people I can get along with. Izuku Midoriya. Brachidios. Kaminari. Zenogre. Kirishima, Gravios. It's a pleasure to make all of your acquaintances. It's a pleasure to make both of your acquaintances. Likewise. It's good to have another person in here. Indeed. So, this is gonna be fun. A lot more fun now. Indeed. Indeed. Or rather say, yeah, totally. So, what do you primarily do? I mainly speed, and I'm mainly a speedy guy. Run around, electrocute things, rip them apart. That's my specialty. You? I'm more on the heavily defensive side. Very thick hide. I can shoot beams of fire, and I can release. And I have it just in case something gets really close. I can release sleeping pheromones. Impressive. You? Explosive slime. Explosive slime? I secrete an explosive slime out of my arms and, horn. I can also burrow underground, and I'm highly resistant to a few things. I see. Hope we can all get along. Indeed, and I hope we can all get into 1A. Yeah. Be kind of awkward if I wound up being the only guy there who was a monster. Same. So, glad to be with y'all. So, and that's when the gates begin to open. That's when he says, on your marks, get set, go! And at that point, I'm going to be cutting this off. Sorry this wound up being a long one. I'll try and make them shorter in the future. This has been your humble narrator, Diomedes Rouge. Here to say au revoir and Merry, Merry Christmas to you.